Alright everyone, welcome to Arsenal Fan TV. This is my review of this evening's game against Burnley at Turf Moor, which has resulted in a 1-0 victory heading towards Arsenal. Certainly not the best of performances, not the cleanest of games by any means, but what matters coming out of this fixture is of course a massive 3 points. It's all but cemented our place in the top 4 this season, and it keeps the pressure on Chelsea. And that game against Chelsea in a couple of weeks' time, following our FA Cup semi-final against Reading, is going to be absolutely massive. But this was a big 3 points for us. Of course, Burnley have shown this season they are able to get points against big teams. They got the draw against Spurs last weekend. They've taken points off the likes of United, City and Chelsea, which I think makes it a lot more beneficial for us to be coming out of this game with 3 points when other teams around us haven't really been able to do so. So I'm really pleased that we've been able to do that in that sense. But looking at the Arsenal lineup that we fielded today, it was player for player the exact same team that started against Liverpool the other weekend. So I was pleased to see that, because the team that implemented in that game was working to such a good standard. The cohesion within the team when we had possession worked incredibly well. I don't think the performance that we put in today was anywhere near the standard that we played against Liverpool. I think the real word that I think sums it up, a word that I've used a lot in the past, lethargic. It did look a bit like we were tired at times, but that's not to say we didn't do some excellent moves going forward. The link-up play between Cazorla, Ozil and Ramsey was superb throughout the course of the game. Giroud spearheading the attack. He did some good things, but let's be honest, it wasn't his most flattering performances today. He was failing to win headers. He was the player that I think looked the most tired out of everyone. Certainly wasn't his best performance. But apart from that, I think it was a very good lineup that started. The only real issue that I had with the team was Aaron Ramsey playing on the right-hand side. He did get the goal in this game, worked very well for it, and he did work tirelessly throughout the course of the game. Showed a great work rate, but I do think, in a sense, we do waste an outlet on that right flank, because he's not a recognised winger. We've seen in the past, like in the 2011-12 season, the 2010-11 season, that he doesn't perform to the best of his ability in that area of the pitch. So that's why I think he's done very well to get the goal. Of course, he even said in his post-match interview that he works a lot better in the middle of the park, and I think that's very evident. I'd much prefer to see someone like Walcott or Welbeck start on that flank. But I think the real cohesion between Ozil, Ramsey and Cazorla, like I've already mentioned, is just, it works so well when we've got possession. All those three players interchanging. You might see Ozil or Cazorla on the right hand flank, you might see Ramsey on the right hand flank where he was started the game, but they do change constantly when we've got possession. They get into spaces, they create their own space. I don't think it's too much of an issue when we've got possession, but we do lack a little bit of pace, and when we do lose the ball, it does leave us a little bit exposed on the counter attack. Their number 6, I think it was causing a lot of problems down our right hand side, because Ramsey doesn't track back to the extent that someone like Welbeck will, and then Bellerin was having quite a few problems. Looking at Bellerin just quickly for a moment, don't think it was his best performance today, not by any means. I think going forward he works really well, but he was another player that looked very tired today. He was losing out on quite a lot of challenges. Players were getting past him with ease. Monreal, on the other hand, it was a good performance from him. I think the one area of the pitch that I think a lot of people have noticed from Burnley is the work they do down the right hand side with players such as Boyd, and he kind of counteract that. He did very well to take Boyd out of the game, and our defensive performance I think was very stable. I think Mertesacker was maybe one of the key weaknesses that we showed, but we've done well to keep the clean sheet. It was always going to be difficult in this fixture. I mean, Burnley aren't recognised for scoring a lot of goals, but they did have chances today. Danny Ings got into a lot of good positions, and they did have chances in this game. They were few and far between, but I do feel that although they had very limited possession, only 30%, they were very productive when they had the ball, and Sean Dyche can take a lot of confidence from that, because overall it was a good team performance from them against a big outfit like us. Going into the rest of the game though, I mean, it was very hard for us to try and break them down, but like I've already mentioned, despite not really taking over the game, we did do some very good things going forward, but a lot of it was trying to pass them out, trying to get into their box, and we did get our first goal through Aaron Ramsey, our only goal through Aaron Ramsey. It was a scrappy goal, to be honest. It was a shot from Mesut Ozil, fell very kindly to him, fell back to Sanchez. Sanchez hits it right at the keeper. It falls to Ramsey very kindly, and he puts it in the back of the net. 1-0. That's what we needed, but from that point we did need to get a second goal, which unfortunately we didn't get. We did have chances to do it, but I can't really think of a clear-cut chance that either us or Burnley created. The only other chance I can think of, Sanchez had a good free kick, he also had a very good chance on goal, but apart from that I can't think of too many chances that we created throughout the course of the game. We looked very happy to just settle for the 1-0 victory, which I wasn't particularly happy with. I'd like to get our goal difference up a little bit higher if it's all possible, and this is certainly a game where we could do it. But Burnley defended very well. Sean Dyche, like I've already mentioned, can take confidence from that. They did perform admirably throughout this fixture. Looking at the second half, not really a lot to comment on. I certainly can't think of a lot that can come out of the second half. We didn't look really as emphatic to try and build on the 1-0 lead that we had. I thought we looked more dangerous when Welbeck came on in something like the 80th minute of the game. He certainly brought a bit of spark to the team. He looked very good when he came on, actually. He was taking it past men very easily, getting in good chances to score, and we just couldn't really capitalise on the 1-0 lead that we had. But we seemed to defend it well. Burnley, you know, I've already mentioned they can take confidence and spirit from this performance. It would be nice to see them stay up. I think Burnley are a team that worked tirelessly, and Sean Dyche has certainly implemented the right attitude and mindset into that team. So if they could stay up, that would be nice. They're a decent team to play against. But we've got 6 points against them this season. It's a big win for us. 8 wins on the bounce now, and that's going to be massive going into that game against Chelsea in 2 weeks' time, where hopefully we can make it 9 wins on the trot and really start to put the pressure on them. Of course, Man City and Man United play tomorrow in the Manchester derby, so one of them is going to be dropping points. I'm hoping for a draw in that game. And then, of course, Chelsea play Man United at Stamford Bridge, I think. So it's teams are going to be dropping points around us. It's a very good opportunity for us to go up against Chelsea in 2 weeks' time. I actually think this FA Cup semi-final comes at a very right time for us, because we can look at the other teams, we can analyse where we stand when we come to playing Chelsea, because all the other teams around us will have already played whilst we're playing in the FA Cup semi-final next weekend. So that's certainly a game I'm thoroughly looking forward to. Big 3 points today, not the classiest of performances, but 3 points is all that matters. Very pleased coming out of this game, and we head to Reading in the semi-final of the FA Cup. But anyway, guys, those have been my thoughts on today's win at Turf Moor. If you've enjoyed the video, do give this video a like, rate, and subscribe to Arsenal Fan TV. Do check out my own channel, AFC Game by Game, and I'll speak to you very soon, guys.